we're banning it.
Yeah, we'll see what else gets taken away, because Graves already banned away. Aphelios, Irelia, Lee Sin, these were the kind of priorities last time around. I wonder if FPX are going to first pick Yuumi themselves, perhaps, or banning away on blue side. And in Damwon, do you want to target Tian's Viego as well? These are kind of two off-meta-ish picks in a way. Viego we haven't seen too much in jungle more recently, on more recent patches, but it's Tian's most successful champ by far.
Absolutely. And I think what we saw coming out of a lot of playoffs regions is you had a lot of players who very much liked to go towards that Viego. We expected significant changes coming into this patch, but as the tournament has gone on, it's been very clear that what Viego brings is still powerful enough, even with some small nerfs to that passive, to that reset potential as he picks up souls left and right. I like to call that the inspired nerf after the domestic pentakill he got, but he's been nerfed enough on the stage
he even
so far.
Out Riot when he got the pentakill. He's like, thank you, Riot.
Thank you, Riot. We're going to see if anyone else gets that opportunity. Of course, LeBlanc.
ShowMakers.
Again, taken away, and I think it makes a ton of sense here. Now, Doinb versus ShowMaker, this is a matchup that we're always going to gravitate towards, always a matchup that we're going to look at, but limiting these high individual agency carry potential picks is big.
Yeah, Jayce is a huge point priority now, I think, for both teams. Irelia as well, huge contested pick. There's Lee Sin open as well. There's a lot of playmaking individual solo laner champions which can dominate. Lee Sin, the strongest jungler for FPX. Interestingly, Damwon took away Yuumi from FPX. They're the ones who first picked it. Maybe they thought FPX had been practicing themselves, and they're going to take that away. Are they going to match you with maybe something like TF Sinzao, TF Trundle that we've seen from Canyon before?
Taking the time now. Lee Sin and easy first lock-in, and love seeing it in the hands of Tian. Now, debating if it is going to be the Twisted Fate. While this pick was incredible in playoffs, it has not been flawless at Worlds so far, but they are going to opt to lock it in. Frees up a lot of global playmaking ability. Obviously, easy point and click CC is very good in a meta where there are so many prevalent assassins. You can't outplay a gold card.
No, and that needs setup. Is Sinzao going to be the pick here for Canyon? Are they going to leave jungle till 4-5 and go for an AD carry here like Aphelios or MF? Because TF is good at setting up your jungler, but it doesn't have that much individual damage, right? LeBlanc, Lee Sin both naturally have good damage and good setup, but together, when it comes to TF, he needs some kind of burst in jungle, things like the Lee Sin and the Sinzao. But that's going to be MF picked up for Damwon. We'll see if FPX want to respond with bot lane. We've seen LWX play things like Kai'Sa, MF, and Jhin. Jhin almost being picked up quite surprisingly here at Worlds, I think.
I think Jhin rising in priority very rapidly did definitely catch me off guard. Now, last time they were into the MF Yuumi, they did opt to go for the Nautilus Kai'Sa. It was a hectic matchup. Now, it wasn't just the matchup selection that made it difficult. It was also the choice to leash at level 1.
Are we going to get Doinb's Irelia into ShowMaker's TF?
Yeah, finally, dude! Okay, here's the thing. If you're wondering why I'm so excited, it's because when you VOD review,
you're really excited.
When you VOD review LPL, all you see are Aurelias that are out of this world, where you're like, that champion can do this, and all you see when you set foot on the world stage are bans. So, unless Morgan's on stage, then people don't ban it as much. But this Irelia is, I've been waiting.
There's the Jhin. Yeah,
I've been waiting.
There's the Jhin. You know, okay, Dracos, let me tell you something. Doinb has 2 Irelia games in the LPL playoffs this summer. He won both against WE and against LNG. He had a KDA of 40 on Irelia. So I'm so excited to see this champion in his hands. Of course, could still go up and towards the top lane, right? Their blue side. I think Damwon are aware of this flex, and they're not going to pick their top laner until 5. There's Leona coming in from Damwon, just kind of getting a good bot lane rounded out. FPX, maybe there's going to be support bans targeted at them, or things like the Jayce. We'll see what Damwon wants to opt into.
Absolutely. Already we have 3 incredibly powerful champions locked in on both sides. Of course, support still waiting to come through from FPX is going to be a big game changer depending on what they do opt to go for. And we have to remember that the Irelia is always naturally going to be the flex pick. That said, certainly feel like DWG have clear ways to make plays. You've got Leona, you've got a gold card, you've got an MF ult to throw over the top of it. So if we are in a situation where this Irelia does fall behind, where DK can again pull ahead in the laning phase as we saw in their previous matchup, Champion's impact is going to feel very heavily mitigated. Yeah,
there's the Sylas ban coming out against, you expect Doinb picking the Sylas into TF lane. I wonder if they're going to touch onto a Ryze ban or something like that as well, or a Galio ban to deny any more kind of global match into the TF. And Talon taken off the board from FPX. I expect them to ban away Sinzao as well, 2 kind of setup junglers that are AD that work well with TF. And then, oh, that's going to be a Gwen ban actually.
Interesting.
Targeting Nuguri. Maybe they are just trying to cover both bases, right? Covering a mid ban, covering a top ban, just to make sure.
And certainly, with an Irelia already locked in and a Lee Sin already locked in, you have 2 AD damage sources on your top side. And yes, there is some magic damage in Aurelia's kit, but not a lot. So if you ban away prevalent AP top laners and you force them into a triple AD top side, you can start getting really weird with the picks that become viable. This is when people can pick Malphite like unironically at international level.
Yeah, you're right actually. I think that's a very smart approach there. Banning away Gwen, banning away Sylas. If they do play Irelia mid here, Kennon's also banned away on the first rotation, so there's not that many AP champs left unless Nuguri wants to opt into something like a Kali which I don't expect. So I think with that Poppy coming out, Poppy jungle could come out here from Canyon. We saw this already once in the tournament from Owner. Phase rush Poppy to deny these champions like Lee and Irelia. It's very, very powerful in teamfights.
Absolutely. I mean, the ult for the disengage if you're ever in an unfavorable, and of course, just in general, the W, the Inspired Presence, that ability is so powerful overall at mitigating potential engages, will deny Irelia the reset on her Q stacks. Very, very strong. That said, Jhin, a champion that can be left on his lonesome in the bottom lane. We might see another very engage-heavy roaming kind of support if they do opt to go for the Alistar here. Personally,
Alistar.
I love Alistar just because level 6, you get so many resistance for free. But Braum is a better champion.
Yeah, the problem is you can't really hard engage onto a comp with Poppy with an Alistar because you're just going to get denied most of the time. So having more dash in your comp with Irelia Lee Sin is kind of dangerous, but Jhin Braum is already really good. Braum's good into Leona, and when Poppy dashes in and gets the flash E, gets the stun or goes forward, you have the Braum to deny that. And that's going to be Gragas. So I expect that to be a Gragas top, right? I don't want to go too deep in the rabbit hole of like Gragas jungle, Lee Sin top, Irelia mid, Lee Sin mid, all those kind of things, but I expect that to be perhaps a Gragas top.
Okay, compositionally, let's talk about it. We're going to see a counter-pick top laner here. Jayce is certainly a solid option.
But if that's a Jayce top, Irelia does really well into Jayce. So I wonder if Doinb just says, you can give me Gragas, I can play this into TF, and you can go Irelia top here. So there's a lot to wait here for FPX's comp as to who goes where, I think.
Damage reduction on the Gragas W2, you can eat the gold card with that up. You've got decent wave clear. It's not a champion that'll say I'm 100% confident in what he can do in the mid lane, but I've watched enough Season 1 Scarra montages to know that it can be pretty ridiculous.
Looks like it is going to be Gragas top for now, but we'll wait and see anyway. But Gragas top, you can kind of negate Jayce's push. You have good wave clearing, good sustain. The champ obviously kind of fell off. I think the Q mana cost went up or something along these lines, so it kind of killed Gragas solo lane. And then we only saw kind of glimpses of Gragas in jungle. Of course, Icon played it mid against Tryndamere as a kind of counter pick to deny the engage. But for now, if you're looking at both these comps, Damwon, a lot of side lane pressure, good 1-3-1. Jayce, TF, they're playing top side 100%. FPX has kind of negating lanes, right? You've got the Jhin Braum good into Leona to kind of negate that lane. You've got Gragas top, which can negate Jayce and just kind of free farm and has good gank setup, good kill pressure. So I think when you're looking at FPX's comp, the main carry is Doinb on Irelia. If he's ahead, he can deal with Jayce on side lane.
Absolutely. Big pressure on him to show up and perform today. Of course, right now you win, you're tied up, the head-to-head's even. You feel like it's all but guaranteed tiebreaker at the end of the day. Of course, Rogue and C9 can always upset the apple cart there, but both these teams looking like the heavy favorites to make it out. Pretty much the best you can hope for, really, if you have the 2-0 head-to-head record or the 0-2 head-to-head record versus Damwon Kia is second seed, which is a difficult place to be. You're going to be fighting a first seed coming out of another group. On the opposite side for Damwon Kia, they win, they're out. The rest of their day is basically stress-free. Yes, they still have to fight for first seed, but much, much easier, much more relaxed for what is a very intense schedule.
Yeah, but this is the second round robin now, and FPX did better in the second round robin last time they were at Worlds in 2019. They finished 4-2 in their group, in a group with J-Team, Gigabyte Marines, Splice, right? Not the strongest of groups, but they were struggling some of those games. J-Team, they threw a game against them, Splice. They should have lost. Of the 3 games, Splice was ahead in both of them and only won 1.
It's a super important call-out because FPX's groups was not the part that looked like World Championship material. No. It was the bracket stage where FPX really came alive and looked incredible, but have to see some of that World Champion stuff starting here in the bottom lane, fighting for early priority. I love it.
Yeah, just contesting the second brush to make sure they have control just in case there's any level 1 shenanigans. But now FPX moving into the bot side. Interesting to see if they go for a late invade. Of course, Braum is really good at late invading, but then you're splitting the map top and the enemy team has a Jayce. So can you really trade off the punish in getting bot plays versus top plates? Probably not. Jayce would get ahead and you get some good dives top. Poppy is very good at diving in the early stages, especially on top side.
Absolutely. Phase rush as well, so she can combo in and then immediately run out. A little bit less tanky, a little bit less mobility than maybe something like the Predator, but still I think overall pretty solid option. That said, I think it's important that we talk about Damwon's early game because really they have been peerless in the tournament so far. We expected FPX to contest them, and when they didn't, you saw that Damwon Kia got away with numbers like this. Ludicrous early game stats.
Yeah, 3 games, 100% first tower, almost a 5k gold lead at 15. They were relentless. They have had their ups and downs though, right? Against Rogue, they almost threw the entire game away. That game was locked and loaded in the bag. One team fight, Ghost kept getting called out a lot in mid, and that's kind of what put Damwon on the back foot. But for now, this is a whole new game, and both junglers doing different pathings, right? Canyon's pathing towards the top side, Tian's pathing towards the bot side. Canyon, of course, wants to make sure Khan can push in this lane. Doesn't want to get ganked because Gragas Lee Sin have good kill pressure onto Jayce, and Canyon needs to make sure he's there to match it.
Yep. Difficult when you're dealing with a potential flash body slam as setup CC to really get a lot done. But Khan playing with fire here.
He has the range advantage, but he keeps going into melee range to hit Nuguri there, so he's actually losing out on the trade kind of with the Gragas W. Nuguri will take that.
Yeah, I think really counting on the phase rush to give him enough additional movement speed that he could really juke and outmaneuver around the Gragas abilities, but because it doesn't work out, he ends up looking a little bit foolish, taking a bad side of a trade there.
And Nuguri versus Khan, that's got to be a little bit personal, right? Nuguri, of course, was on Damwon, Khan was on FPX last year, now they've swapped sides, and FPX is the only team at Worlds with 5 world champions in their team. 1 on each role, of course. Damwon, Khan never really has won anything just yet, but he's always been on these strong teams.
Well, and the Khan tragedy is that every time he leaves the team, he joins world champion teams, they then don't win Worlds the next year. Yeah, so I feel for him because I don't think it's his fault. And I think in the past you could look at Khan as maybe not. It was hard to compare Khan initially to Nuguri when he first joined the team, but he has been getting better and better. And when he got the better of Nuguri the last time they played, it really feels like this man is coming back into that peak performance level, the potential to be a world champion.
Yeah, look at mid though. You can see Canyon did a full clear to top, skipped his Krug, skipping Crab. He's hovering around mid now. I wonder if he thinks there's some kind of gank setup for the enemy team because ShowMaker looks like he's trying to crash a wave. Canyon's making sure he's safe because early fighting towards the top side is very, very important for both these teams. Canyon wants to make sure ShowMaker can crash that wave so he can go to Crab, just in case Tian was around. They could match the 2v2.
Nuguri sitting forward for the cancel, has level advantage. Ooh, not quite able to connect in the body slam.
Close.
That would have been a nightmare for Khan if he was forced to stick around in this lane.
Yeah, maybe he could have procced the phase rush and got out. But still, he might have had the flash. But for now, just both junglers trading off. You see FPX has the bot push, of course, because of the level 1. They got a ward in the bush, and they got full bush control. That means they get bot push, and top lane is going in favor of Khan for now, who has TP'd back. Nuguri could try to crash this wave, but if he freezes the wave, Khan, it means Nuguri will have to TP back, and TP should be expended from both sides.
Trying to find that match, see what the decision ends up being in the end. BeryL and Ghost. Gonna be a lot of fighting for pressure here. We've seen mostly just junglers shadowing their lanes, just trying to make sure that they can push. Hasn't really been about a lot of early active ganks. Of course, when level 6s start to come through, that might change very rapidly, given the power of Leona as an engage option, ShowMaker with his ultimate. But for now, just a battle for lane prio, seeing what you can free up for the rest of your team, seeing what vision you can lay down as you see Damwon very much vision control along the top side of the map.
Yeah, both junglers, of course, resetting, getting their first items after having full cleared, and now they're going back to their second respawn. So now Tian will be up towards the top side, Canyon will go down towards the bot side. Side lanes both have wards in river, so there's not much gank set up for either side just yet. And the game is quite slow paced for now. I think the game will start to pick up the pace when TF hits level 6, the Herald starts to spawn, FPX bot lane bases and moves towards the top side. These are the things we're kind of looking for.
Yeah, and it certainly is a very high pressure setting because, again, FPX winning here doesn't guarantee you a tiebreak at the end of the day. There's a lot more games to play, but it opens up the opportunity for a tiebreaker. A loss here really means the most you can hope for is second seed at best, because as long as you're competing with Damwon, you will immediately lose that tiebreaker. On the opposite side, Damwon, they would love to lock a way out of groups already just to kick things off. What a fantastic game 1 of a 6-game day where you have to play 3 opponents and you're already locked out of groups. That sounds like heaven.
It definitely does, and Tian now demands to make the first move. He's going to take away Canyon's Raptors. We'll be here first. Canyon's clearing out his wolves, and we'll spot this out when he arrives. Tian, good ward, good pressure, will help all lanes here. Spotting jungle is so important because now your bot lane can play more aggressive, and Nuguri doesn't actually have to worry about being ganked. So Tian can get the +1 on the camps, and he can back off towards the bot side if he so chooses, but it looks like he's just going to stick around for now.
No energy, but yeah, very confident to play on the edge here. Obviously, with Doinb having mid lane priority, Canyon has to be very careful about how far he steps forward. Having a TF in the area as well as having the W means that most of those dashes are just not going to be too threatening. That said, a lot of damage between the mid-jungle duo of FPX.
Yeah, ShowMaker hasn't based yet, and Doinb has, so Canyon kind of fancies that fight when ShowMaker levels up, but then he realizes he hasn't based just yet, and they're basically spotting Canyon to help the side lanes as much as possible. Nuguri actually had Khan on the tower there for a couple waves, and FPX's bot lane can play a little bit more aggressive, so looks like Tian's going to go back towards the bot side. The Crab is spawned, and Canyon doesn't really want to give that one up, because then he's 2 camps down. Tian will be quite close to level 6, and then maybe they can look for an early Drake, so looks like he's just going to back off in the end. So early game kind of going in FPX's favor for now.
Are we going to see a cross map? It looks like we might top side. They know there's so many on the bot side. They're going to try to go for Nuguri. Nuguri now running for his life, but he is going to get collapsed by this Poppy. There's no way he makes out of this one. Steadfast Presence is going to deny him, trying to go over the wall. Oh, over the wall, into the wall, and take it out. First blood for Damwon.
Yeah, things went good towards the bot side of the map for FPX. They got the Crab, and you can see Tian's on the Drake. Bot push is great, but TF had hit level 6 as we expected. Ult came towards the top side, and Nuguri doesn't actually have phase rush, so he can't get out of that, he can't escape, saves his flash, and does end up dying. Small blunder there, I have to say, if your whole team's playing towards the bot side and you spotted enemy jungle top, but it's a Drake for first blood trade.
That, however, Well, that Drake is going to feel good if we go late enough, I think, for now, because they weren't able to also grab a kill off of it or get anything else. It's going to feel so incredibly good for Khan, who was already pulling ahead in CS. Now essentially gets to go back. He completes a little bit more lethality. Nuguri going for the full AP build. Means that he's going to be very vulnerable to the poke and harass that he was already losing out to in so many circumstances.
Yeah, Damon's whole win condition is the top lane, so Canyon smartly gives the first blood over to Khan, and now he is ahead. TPs are down for everyone for now, and so is the global ultimate of TF, so I think the game again will start to slow down. But 30 seconds from now, Herald will spawn. FPX's bot lane are basing. Will they choose to move out towards the top side, or will Lwx go down there on his own and Crisp runs up? We'll have to wait and see.
First TF ult being impactful, though, always is going to feel good, especially when you have Summoner Spellbook as well. There's so much potential mobility here. I think the sad thing about Poppy Jungle for me, Cadril, is that Lee Sin, I feel like, is always out here trying to make plays and kill people, and I feel like in this game, Canyon's there for a little bit of backup and there to make sure that nobody dives onto the back line.
Yep, he's just there to defend people. You know, as someone goes in, nope.
And
that's his job.
great. Like, that's a great feeling to be the guy who just ruins your champion experience. Like, absolutely love playing Poppy in that context, but I'm just saying I want to see some flash body slams into the wall. You know, I'm a fan of bloody League of Legends, and I feel like because there's a Poppy in this game, it's going to slow things down to a certain degree.
Yeah, we might see that if the fight does kick off in topside river. BeryL's already moving his way there, and FPX, they based first, they ran bot, pushed out bot, and now they're moving towards the top side, whereas BeryL just kind of beeline towards the top side of the map, so eyes on that. And the big thing about both these comps is there's very little AP damage. Nuguri's going to be the only AP damage dealer for FPX, and ShowMaker is going to be the only AP damage dealer for Damwon. He's building plated steel caps. He's going to build Everfrost rapid fire, so the damage size sources on both sides for AP is very, very little.
Cool. Really good call.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Tian. Going for the Mission Impossible steal here, but has been spotted.
He's spotted on a ward. BeryL's around.
Crisp in the area.
You see, Lwx is moving first, so the longer this goes on, the better it is for FPX, because Damwon knows this is a 5v4.
And while the Poppy is highly disruptive, when you've got a Lee Sin, an Irelia, and a Braum, if you make one single misstep in that skirmish, coming in second, you are instantly going to get popped.
Oh, good guy, Doinb. Leaves the crab for Tian as well. What a homie. Dude, this is what I like to see from my solo laner.
This is bad.
This is fantastic.
You can't show this to solo queue junglers. They'll think they deserve to be treated like this.
And Canyon sees the Herald die on a ward, so he's like, I'll take the enemy red buff. He tries to run through mid to the bot side of the map, but FPX smartly respond in time, so Damwon just lose a Herald for nothing. Can they get anything else? Canyon's still hovering around the bot side. There's no Drake. Ghost has the bot push, so Damwon kind of losing out in the neutral objectives trades for now. It was a Dragon for first blood, now it's a Herald for nothing. Canyon kind of wants to force something here.
Trap over the wall will give him a little bit of vision. Now
they
in the area, they're going to go throw him straight into the wall, but it's a Braum with Guardian and Unbreakable up and available, so there's just really not a play there to be made. And Kato, I think it's such a good highlight because while Damwon Kia are almost 1,000 gold in the lead, you've got a Herald, you've got a Dragon on the opposite side, and while you certainly don't need to snowball this game completely out of control, FPX are doing very well to kind of keep it as close as it has been despite some of these early winning lanes.
We're trading with Khan a bit. ShowMaker has ult up again as well, so FPX should know the only real telegraph to play Damwon has is TF ulting over sides, because ShowMaker's been sitting on a tower all game, and Nuguri's been sitting on a tower all game, so the lane states are in a place where he can read the map very well, right? Doinb just has to make sure he keeps vision on ShowMaker, and when he's in fog, then Nuguri just needs to not push top. Looks like FPX bot lane gonna base again. People starting to build towards the Mythic. Khan might have Eclipse for now as well, and Damwon just want to keep focusing on the top side of the map.
Certainly working so far. Of course, the big thing about shutting down Gragas is that the CC, the BeryL, the Body Slam are always going to be there, so there will be kind of a minimum guarantee of what he can contribute to a team fight, but being too low means you can just get absolutely one shot as you try to walk into the fight. It can be very difficult. And you can see Khan here just essentially walking under tower, taking a tower shot just to poke a little bit more. This man is an absolute bully.
Oh yeah, he has lifesteal as well, so it doesn't matter if he takes tower shots. Nuguri's going full AP Gragas, it looks like. And it looks like he will have to TP back top as well. So if Khan can push this wave in quickly and back off, he can keep TP advantage to keep his bot lane safe.
I think
he looks like he will be able, yeah, he will be able to do so 100%. And look at Nuguri's build, he's going quite glass cannonish here, probably building towards the Everfrost. And there's the Herald from Tian. It's going to go mid for Doinb, of course. Who did we say is the only champ that can match this Jayce on side lane? It's the Irelia. Doinb is already up in CS, 10 CS up, and will get this Herald plates as well. Won't get the tower, I think. ShowMaker's there. Crisp is around, though. Could be wrong.
But they have Gore Drinker too. The Herald is still here. It is with Braum in the area as well. If they overcommit to stepping forward here, they may just die.
I feel like Damwon missed an opportunity there. You can see the ward behind FPX's mid jungle in the lane. They could have looked for a TP play behind them and looked for a 3 versus 2, 3 versus 4 with that ward right there. But it looks like Khan just TP'd back top, and he's just going to push in the wave.
For now.
Nothing will actually happen.
Yeah, and then the mid jungle just continues to get stronger again. Herald used, gold shared. Both Tian and Doinb feeling very good at this point. Doinb already with the Gore Drinker finish. That much more of a threat. We start to look for more skirmishes across the map. But I think it's good that we highlight this mid lane matchup because last time they played, it was a very one-sided affair. And at Worlds so far, Doinb, as good as he is generally in this match presented by Mercedes-Benz, hasn't been the king of lane. But this time around, on this Irelia, in this matchup, it feels like he is getting stronger and stronger and is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Oh yeah, he definitely will. He's playing a carry now. We've seen him on things like the Galio and the Malzahar. He looked like he wasn't really the Doinb of old because the Galio Jarvan didn't have plays to make and he looked a little bit off on the Malzahar. So on the Irelia, I'm excited to see what he can do. But for now, it looks like Damon's going to get the second dragon and that will be that dragon trade-off. Herald's already used. Neutrals are dying. And plates will be falling soon, so no one's really willing to pull the trigger on a dive just yet. Damwon obviously have the TF ult to do so, but Doinb can match with TP. That's the importance of Doinb running TP. Yes, it's great for lane. The first TP will be used for himself, but the second TP, now 12, 13 minutes in the game, needs to be saved in case ShowMaker looks for some kind of side lane dive. Yeah. I think one of the things that we talked about earlier too in the draft that I want to bring up now is kind of how when you have this TF. Oh, Nuguri! That's the body slam right back. Khan now is going to move forward. He's going to be able to proc the phase rush. He's trying to run in. He's trying to look for the 1v1, but in the meantime, Doinb now coming in. He's going to make it a 1-for-1 though. Good from Khan, but still, Doinb now pushing in on the top side. So FPX pull the trigger with the teleport straight away. That means ShowMaker will get mid plates, and it's only a 1-for-1, so great play there by Khan. Just kind of flashing after Nuguri, knowing he's dead no matter what, because Doinb can gap close. But a lot used there by FPX. 2 flashes and the teleport just to take down Khan. Doinb trading off on plates on the top side of the map, but it's inevitably a lost play there for FPX just because of the amount of spells they use for it. Certainly, and I mean, it's a plate. It's a single plate. You know, it's definitely not what you want to do when you're investing that TP, because you said the TP, it's going to be used to help the team, and in this case, it may help the team stay even in a top side play. So maybe a bit too eager. Well played by Khan, as you said, to get more aggressive, to not try to run away, but to stick around and go for the 1-for-1. Yeah, I like this play a lot. If there was a ward behind Khan in the lane, this would have been a lot cleaner, because the gap close here from Doinb, he has to commit a full flash. Nuguri's trying to kite as long as he can, but he used his E and his ult to get the engage in the first place. So what does he have to defend himself? So great play there by Khan. And this is the thing. The kill went to Doinb, which is great, but the thing is he's always going to be against 2 members when it comes to the side lane, the Jayce and the TF ult. So Nuguri's going to have to play kind of bodyguard for a lot of this game. When Doinb's pushing out bot or top, he needs to be behind him. From ShowMaker, the body slam through is going to connect him right as he comes in, buys himself a bit of time, but he's just too squishy. Easy kill pickup. Tian has landed the kick, but he cannot go in as long as the steadfast presence is up and available, which it is for Canyon. So he's just going to do his best to clear the wave and back away. Yeah, look at the lane assignment from Damwon as well. 3 members committed to the top side while their bot lane is mid. Lwx at base, I think, earlier on, so there's no real cross-map trade available for FPX. And Damwon are going to get themselves a kill and the tower. Really good identification there by ShowMaker of the actual map state and how much he can gain and loss from that play. And Cajal, you called this in the draft. TP bot as well, so they're not going to get anything. Playing incredibly well towards their strong top side. ShowMaker using the ulti to come to the play, going bottom to block the incoming play. Now using the MF ult to try and delete the wave, but the Braum is here to deny it. Okay, so that mid tower was very low from the Herald earlier on. Looks like FPX will pick up that. The Herald is spawning in a sec. Damwon know they have a lot of gold to spend. Maybe FPX can sneak that away while Damwon's resetting. Could be an opportunity. Last time FPX had the setup first, even with Damwon having the vision, they did not feel comfortable to walk into the river. See if that is still the case. Now, earlier in the game, we talked about wanting you know, a high damage jungler to pair with the Twisted Fate. We haven't seen that this game, but because they've gotten Khan so far ahead, it feels like we got past that early game stage concern about maybe not having, you know, the kill pressure in the mid lane that we needed. And now, I think even more than it was when we first talked about it, I'm just looking at Doinb wondering when does he get his pop-off moment? Needs to find that skirmish, because if we keep playing the rotate Jayce around the map, push in on side lane game, I feel like Damwon has got this. Yeah, especially when Doinb's going top and Khan's going towards the bot side, right? There's no TPs to match either, so the only real thing we can see here from FPX is cross-mapping. ShowMaker wants to hover around mid because its TF ult can't cover from top to bot, so now we're going to have this awkward trade-off where Damwon's going to get bot tier 1, FPX is going to get top tier 1, but maybe FPX can get a Herald as well. I think Nuguri just has to play safe because look at the map. There's just battle lines drawn. It's an absolute split map. Certainly is. Downside, as you highlighted, though, is that the Herald's on top side is up and available, which means that FPX are going to get 2 for the price of 1 here. We'll see if Khan and Canyon want to continue to push forward, maybe take down a tier 2 tower as well, or Damwon can make a play in the mid-range. ShowMaker running forward with the gold card, will not find the connection.
Yeah, this is the only point to contest really for either team. Just make sure mid is pushed out, because otherwise the enemy team can play on 2 lanes, right? If I commit LWX top, hang on Nuguri.
Big damage now going in. Nuguri, so incredibly squishy. He's had a difficult lane phase. Now he's locked up again and taken down. They're just bullying their former teammate.
He had one job and one job only. Just don't die on side lane. He gets caught out in the end. ShowMaker makes the play happen. Luckily for FPX, they have the Herald. So yes, Damwon will get this bot tier 2, but FPX can Herald the top tier 2. So they're not too far behind. Khan might fancy himself a tier 3 here. And that's it. It's just going to be a pick for Damwon, a kill for a Herald trade, 2 towers for 2, and that's all she wrote.
Pedro, I feel like we're not seeing anybody opt into lane assignments that put strong member versus strong member.
Nope.
You've got Irelia as far away as humanly possible from the Jayce. Why? Why is nobody fighting? Why is this the situation we're in?
The big reason is, let's just picture Doinb going bot there and matching into Khan. ShowMaker can ult down and Nuguri didn't have TP, right? So what's Nuguri's job? Unless he's laning bots with Doinb, what you're doing is sharing resources. So it's in FPX's best interest to cross map, because they can't commit the same amount of numbers Damwon can because they have more globals. Now Nuguri has TP, and FPX are just going to trade off again. They're going to play for bot tier 1, play for this Drake. The Damwon really want to cross map this. There's nothing top apart from a top tier 2. So I really wonder if Damwon wants to give up all of these bot side resources for what? Can they force something mid?
Yeah. And it's really important to highlight that the gold is not that far apart, that FPX, yes, they've been ahead in objectives, they've used their heralds though, so that theoretical gold value is very much now visible in the gold screen, and it is just a 700 difference.
Yeah, ShowMaker, this is the same situation. ShowMaker has no ult, right? Now Nuguri has TP. So Khan could go bot, but ShowMaker can't match with numbers, so they can't play on the same lane. Looks like they're just going to trade off again. Tier 2s for tier 2s, a lot of macro going on here, and not much blood.
Certainly not, but I have to say, Pedro, we keep seeing, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but FPX keep trading up because they keep getting, yes, the towers, and then also the Herald. Yes, the towers, and then also the Drake. And while FPX are firing back, hold that thought. LWX in the mid lane is going to try to Gale Force out. Poppy now going forward. A clean flash over the wall out to safety.
Okay, Damwon do invest their globals in the end. LWX has to blow both summoners. So that means when it comes to mid pushes, LWX is very vulnerable. He can't push mid alone. He will get collapsed on because ShowMaker's ult will be back in time before his cleanse is up. So yeah, you're completely right, Drake. It's just a trade-off going on both sides. It's 5 towers to 4. The only thing that Damwon needs to get now is the mid tier 1. Obviously, FPX had a Herald for that. 2 Heralds are gone, 2 Dragons are gone, neutral objective trading. The only job FPX have is don't get caught. They have got caught a little bit. That's why Damwon have a small gold lead. But that's about it. I think this is a very even game. Doinb's already identified how much AP damage Damwon have, and it's only really the TF. So he's building towards even more armor.
Randuin's is going to be so ludicrously powerful too. The active slow on top of the crit damage reduction, and yes, MF is going towards lethality, but even then, the damage reduction is going to be huge in the fights to come.
Yeah, the main thing that we're waiting for is when is Doinb gonna match Khan? When those two are on a side lane, it's gonna be Armageddon. But for now, they keep mismatching each other. Doinb's top, Khan is bot. Look where ShowMaker's standing. He's making sure he can hover behind his solo laner, and it's just a matter of time before they do match each other.
Man, and it's so fascinating too now, because obviously on the side of FPX, you really want Tian to be there to shadow, to help make these plays. And if you're Canyon, you're like the biggest babysitter on the face of the planet. You have to be ready to flash in with your steadfast presence at a moment's notice. Because if you stop Irelia from resetting her Q, way easier to win those skirmishes. It's over. Yeah. But if Doinb gets to proc that, if Doinb gets a sick ult, it's montage material.
It is indeed montage material. And Damwon, the only real difference that they have going for them right now is they have mid-push. Why do they have mid-push? Well, in most cases, they have mid-push 2v2 because LWX doesn't have sums. When Doinb can push out top and move mid, FPX can push that in, and then they can move bot and push that in. So FPX kind of have a little bit of map control, but when ShowMaker pushes out top and Doinb has to match it, this map control will fall apart. Damwon just needs to be careful not to get picked off.
And I will say, this was the matchup we expected. When we saw FPX and Dan1 Kia, we're going to kick off the groups. This is the match. It was close, hard. Now, admittedly, I expected it to be more bloody, but this kind of intense, back and forth, trades across the board, clean macro, good lane assignments. This is what you want to see from 2 front runners for favorites in this tournament.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people were kind of fighting. Who's going to win the group? FPX, Damwon, FPX, Damwon. Damwon ahead right now. This game will tell us the tale of who is actually going to finish in the group, but there's a lot of tournament favorites right now, you know. RNG raising up as a favorite. EDG, Damwon. Absolutely. FPX still in contention, of course, despite losing a little bit in the best of ones, as they did in 2019. So knockout stage is going to be extremely exciting, but the first step of that is getting there in the first place. And FPX winning here would help them out a lot.
similarly hurt the rest of the group. We'll see. Now hold that up. That's big ulti coming across the backside. Instantly, Nuguri just gets taken out. The TP's now coming into Daewon Kia. Want to keep this fight going. That's going to be the lockup onto the Lee Sin. Doinb not going to connect on the Flawless Duet is going to be big. BeryL off to the side, but tanky enough to stand. Canyon now going in the midst of everybody, holding onto his cooldown for so long. That's the ulti. That's the setup. But they don't have the MF ult. They do not have the necessary damage to push for anything else.
Yeah, they just lost Doinb's TP as well. I think FPX thought they could try to fight that, but maybe they didn't realize how fast Nuguri was dying. Crisp is low. Damwon could force this mid-tier one that they've been so direly trying to take. It looks like they're going to be able to get it in the end. Not much wave clear left for FPX, unless they want to make a last stand under the tower, which I think wouldn't have to be killed them. They hard. Doinb's playing so aggressive. He's so tanky. It looks like he is actually going to be able to clear the wave. Look at the QE from Khan. It doesn't do any damage to Doinb. So yes, Nuguri is extremely squishy, but it looks like Doinb is incredibly tanky. So he's able to hold. And yeah, look at Nuguri's build. He's going full glass cannon.
The problem is, you're right, Nuguri is full glass cannon, but again, the glass is breaking more than it's firing right now. Like, it's not really a glass cannon, it's kind of just a glass house. That's not been weaponized well whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is a big problem because you need that initial impact, and the biggest thing is, if Doinb ever gets to 1v1, he can murder anyone on this team, no questions, because he's just so tanky, his resistance purchases are so effective, and of course, Gore Drinker Sterex is like the most ludicrously broken 2-item combo in the game. He is OP. The problem is, Poppy W, in this exact circumstance, also very OP. Point-and-click CC is OP.
What is Nuguri doing? He's walking up to the Leona like he owns the lane, and then everyone just kind of like, guys, this guy's walking up, they turn on him, they one-shot him. FPX fancy the kind of fight here, but they realized they were running out of engaged tools when the Lee Sin Q didn't connect. And now Damwon have full control of the map. ShowMaker constantly grouping with his team.
Yeah, now locked up. No follow-up damage there as he manages to evade, and Doinb just cannot hit any
DP coming in from Nuguri. It's going to be a 5v5. This is Ocean Soul Point, if FPX can pick it up, and Damwon want to stop that.
Ocean Soul, again, on a full armor stacking Irelia. Probably a win condition at this stage of the game.
Oh, ShowMaker.
Off to the side, gold card's going to be big. Nuguri very squishy, but if he can isolate a single member with the combo, he is going to do an immense amount of damage.
FPX could just look to push mid here and try to threaten the tier 2 and trade off the dragon for a tier 2 mid. LWX is going to push it in. He has a lot of range with the Jhin ultimate as well. Eyes on Doinb. He is FPX right now with some artillery in the background line from LWX. Nuguri's on the flank.
Eyes on Crisp too. Doinb massive ult.
He's been
knocked out. Canyon took him out of the ball. Now immediately the fight's going to kick off. Braum body blocking what he can. LWX untouched in the backside. Nuguri going to throw a BeryL across just to try to disengage the fight. Curtain call coming out. 1, 2 looking for 3, 4. Can he find it? Won't even need it. Khan getting picked off. FPX. Are they going to be able to turn this fight around? Doinb still standing strong, but there's 4 members. The Dragon 4 of Daewon Kia. The Dragon getting lower and lower, but Canyon's going to finish it. Doinb on the backside. He's so tanky! He does so much damage, but the raid boss will drop. The game over flash. Massive shutdown for Daewon Kia.
Oh, that knockback from Canyon saved the fight. I think Damwon were even losing 5v4 for a little bit there. Doinb eventually arrives, but by the time he does, the rest of FPX have fallen. He's running plated steel caps. He doesn't have that much tenacity, and he gets stunned up, locked up, and dies. Damwon gets 5 kills, 4-1, and they're going to get the Nash as well.
Incredible fight, patience from both sides, but that Poppy, again, just disrupting for so much of it. Such a close exchange. Daewon Kia, though, coming out on top means they solidly now hold on to absolute control in this game. Dragons 2-2, but they've got a Baron. They're about to have a 5k gold lead, and they're going to start breaking down towers across the map. Oh, so much was happening in that fight. Nuguri was off to the side. Let's watch it again, because it initially starts with Doinb going in first onto Canyon, as we'll see in a sec. And look at Nuguri's position. He's actually towards the top side blue buff. So Doinb goes in, Canyon knocks him out of the fight completely, and now it's a 3 versus 5. Damwon think they can turn, but the MF ult is blocked so long by Crisp. Nuguri comes in from the side, and watch Damwon. They make a small mistake here. They split up. ShowMaker goes off with Ghost. Khan and BeryL and Canyon on the other side, so FPX can actually re-engage. But where's Doinb? He finally arrives. Nuguri dies after buying so much time, but now it's a 2 versus 4. And I think you can see, though, the potential threat of Doinb in a team fight is not when you can 4v1 him.
Stun.
No matter how strong your character is, no matter, you get that damage reduction up to 80%, you feel good. If you're chain CC'd, like you said, there's no tenacity there. You cannot play the game. You do not get to click your buttons. And Doinb, he was supposed to be the mega carry, slightly more damage than the Jhin, because he just could not auto-attack. He could not get any abilities down. He was knocked out of the fight.
And ShowMaker most damage in that fight, doing so much work, actually. He could hold off Nuguri on his own. Damwon did split up a little bit, but he did a good job to shut Nuguri out of the fight in case he was trying to look for a re-engage with E-Flash. But for now, 5k gold deficit for FPX. Baron Duff creeps, and Damwon are playing on 2 lanes.
And the important thing to remember as well is that Doinb's still very, very strong. Daewon Kia in absolute control. Yes, they will probably break down this tower. Yes, they are the favorites right now in the game. They have control of the map. But if they make a mistake, this Irelia is in perfect position to punish. One sloppy fight and Doinb will take over.
FPX don't have that much wave clear. It's basically a Jhin unless Doinb can start to dash forwards and with some Gragas barrels. So these cannons stacking up are really going to hurt. The only real way they can hold this is fighting.
Going in, big ulti. They've knocked the Braum to the side. That's the cast. It's going to hit multiple, but they don't have any follow-up damage. Doinb's still holding off. He has to wait for the perfect opportunity. It's just too hard to get under the DWG backline. They just get a rain poke from afar without giving up anything.
No, it's too risky. It's too risky. They do have the numbers advantage and they can poke them out, so they're not going to end. Looks like they're just going to back off and take the bot inhib. That's the thing, FPX's comp against the BeryL team, they don't actually have any wave clear. They have a couple, like 3 or 4 melee champions, they have a Jhin and Gragas barrels. So if you actually want to defend these tier 3s, the only way you can do it is by engaging. In the end, they can't. They're forced back. That's an inhib down already, and Damwon going to base, keep this Baron buff for 40 seconds, and maybe start to pressure the top side of the map.
Yeah. As much as I want to build hope for FPX, because I do think this Irelia will be a big problem if she gets to pop off, it's so hard to find those opportunities. That's a 21 stack Medjayce. We talked early game, TF, you know, doesn't have all the damage to set up, and needs a strong jungler. He's now a strong, independent TF. He does not need anybody to kill backline.
Yeah, and ShowMaker did his job phenomenally. His job wasn't to pop off and carry, it was just to cover Khan as much as possible and look for plays windows where they wouldn't lose too much on the opposite side of the map. Crisp.
Lock up. They kill Crisp before a fight breaks out. That means MF ult is going to be a game ender.
Yeah, Nuguri 0-6 right now on the Gragas. Just keeps getting caught out non-stop by ShowMaker, who is 10 out of 11 killed with this vision right now. And they're going to get this mid-tier 2. 6 towers, 7 towers to 5 now. And FPX, just like you said, this whole draft of Damwon really shuts down Doinb and what he wants to do. You know, you're playing 4 melee champions that want to dive onto you with a Jhin ult in the backline. The enemy team has Leona, Poppy, TF stuns. It's incredibly hard.
Very, very difficult. And credit to DWG. They played it slow, they played it controlled, and while they were trading back and forth, and it looked a little bit like FPX were starting to trade up, they've just been playing so well to their strong point. And it just happens that their strong point mitigates entirely FPX's strong point in Doinb.
Doinb going full tank now. Has bought a Spirit Visage. The only real healing reduction on Damwon is Canyon Stormmail. So he kind of avoids him in the fight. Maybe he can start to heal through all the damage. Their FPX's frontline, Doinb. FPX's damage, Doinb. So eyes on Doinb, I think, for the next fight. Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. FPX could choose to drop this and cross-map top, but if they do that, that's a tier 3, and Damwon can just base and clear the way from max range. So I think contesting mid-wave and looking for some kind of 5v5 is their way back into this game. Lee Sin, Jhin, not the greatest of scalers.
Yeah. And Canyon, of course, I think in this game has done phenomenally. Even if his job isn't that flashy, hold that thought. It's a little bit of engage. Ulti now going in, but he is in that connection. Instantly Doinb into the backline. You have a curtain call across the top. This has to be the best possible fight they can take, but instantly MF ult there now to punish. Doinb just refusing to drop, though. He's getting tankier. Oh, he just cannot be stopped, but they're burning it. Take him down, and they finally get him. Absolute chaos in the fight as I lose my mind. Canyon now pushing in. ShowMaker on the backside. He's playing it slow. He knows that they can continue forward as long as they don't overcommit. Doinb down, TP down into bot lane. Now they just have to herald him. If he stops the backs for Canyon, there's no way to get back to this one. Gragas ult and he's going to deny it. They're not even going to need to take a fight. They're not even going to need to go for the 5v5. They kill Doinb, and now he's racing down on the bottom side, and that is going to be it. A second TP now used. FPX scattered to the wind. They won't even get another look at their base before this game ends. DWG, steady, controlled, confident game as they guarantee their way out of groups.
Yeah, it's a 30-minute game, and FPX Doinb tries to find something. He was 1 versus 5 for about 6 seconds there. I was holding my breath. He kept healing and healing and healing, but eventually he fell, and the second he fell, we talked about it. What is FPX? It's Doinb in that game. The second he died, Damwon, just end the game.
Yeah. You know, you saw the paths to victory for both sides coming out of the draft. And when Irelia was looking good, I was sweating for DWG, but the way they played as a team, so good. I mean, Canyon, such a boring job for 90% of the job, but just by existing, you can see how hard it was for Doinb to get anything. And the final opportunity where he finally, Poppy used his steadfast presence. He's finally landed an ult on multiple people.